your mentor for the session. Today's lecture is on paper 3, CA Final, Advanced Auditing and Professional Ethics. Today's topic is, students, it is company audit. We will start with section 139, subsection 1 of the company audit. Before that, I will let you know how to prepare, how to handle law related questions, what are the amendments which will be covered in May 2016 examination, and how to handle case based study questions. First of all, I will cover this and then I will move to section 139.1. Before that, students, I just read out disclaimer. Yes, students, you may note the disclaimer. You are advised to refer to the institute's study material, including supplementary study material, if any, and also other relevant legislation for latest provisions, amendments which are required for your examination. This is important, students. You may note. Do remember, the relevant notified sections of the Companies Act 2013 and legislative amendments, including relevant notifications, circulars, rules, guidelines issued by regulating authority up to 31st October. This is the cutoff date, students. Up to 31st October 2015 will be applicable for your examination. This is very important. Applicable list of pronouncements for May 2016 examination are: statement on reporting under section 227(1)(a) of the Companies Act, and the corresponding section is section 143(1) of the Companies Act 2013. Framework for assurance engagements, engagement and quality control standards, SQC1, 200 series, SA 200, 200 series, 300 series, 400 series, 500 series, 600 series, all are applicable for your examination. 700 series, 800 series, all essays are covered. SRS, SRE, SAE, these are covered in your examination. SRE, engagement to review financial statements, review of interim financial information, SRE 2410, SAE 3400, 3402, 44400 and 2410 SRS. Moreover, students, guidance notes and other publications, code of ethics, guidance note on independence of auditors. New guidance note we have added this time is, there are total 15 guidance notes which are applicable for your examination. And at C point number 12, guidance note on reporting under section 143(3)(f) and H. This is applicable for your, this is new guidance note which we have made applicable for your examination, for May 2016 examination, 143(3)(f) and 3H of the Companies Act. So total 15 guidance notes are there. This is all about applicability of list of pronouncements and syllabus for your examination. What is covered, what is not covered, I have told you in brief. Now I come to how to study. One point, students, which I emphasize in every lecture is importance of learning. Learning is very essential in so far as CA examination is concerned, because law related paper, theoretical papers, they come in this subject itself. Company, you come across company audit, you come across professional ethics, where you come across clauses of professional ethics, sections of the Companies Act, and rules of the Companies Act, and so on. So these two areas, professional ethics and company audit, I emphasize, at least for these two areas, I emphasize on learning. Some students ask me that learning is different. Sir, learning is cramming. My answer is learning is not cramming, it is different from cramming. Learning is only after you understand the whole concept. You understand the whole thing, and then you learn in a systematic manner. There are 4 revisions. First you learn and then revise again. Second revision, third revision, and fourth revision. If you learn 4 times, the content of the section, the clause of the section will get cemented into your mind. So learning is only after understanding the whole concept. So law related subjects, again you need to learn, whether it be corporate law, direct tax law, indirect tax law, you need to learn. Or learning has to be done in a systematic manner, as I have told you. 4 times learning, things get settled in your mind, and then you can move forward along with your syllabus. This is called constructive learning. Constructive learning, if you learn in such a manner, in this manner I have told you, so this is called constructive learning, and this helps in building a strong conceptual base. And you are able, the most important thing is you are able to write in the examination. You are able to write in the examination in a correct perspective and get marks accordingly. Another important question is how to handle law related questions and how to handle case study based questions. Again, law related questions, provisions of the company audit need constructive learning. You need to learn. Try to understand, for law related questions, whenever you come across laws, please understand the intention of the lawmakers, what the lawmakers intend to say. So if you understand the intention of the lawmakers, intention of the relevant legislation, intention of the law, then it will be easy for you to understand the section, the content, the context, whatever the case may be, rules. It will be easy for you to understand. And basic intention of the law should always be, you see, should not be missing while writing your answers. It should be well incorporated in your answers. Always prepare brief notes. Translate your knowledge into brief notes. You may also, students, prepare diagrams in support, and this will definitely, at later stage of preparation, this will require minimum effort and minimum time. This will save your time, save effort. Your effort will be in right direction rather. So translate, the first point is translate your knowledge into brief notes. This point, students, in my PPT, I have explained in detail how to prepare brief notes. Section wise, as I move section wise, section 139(1) onwards, simultaneously, I am also telling you how to prepare brief notes, how to prepare the brief notes of the lengthy section, how to cut the section, how to divide the section into parts, and so on. And if you, in CA final examination, at least 60%, 50-60% paper, question paper is case study based questions. And case study based questions need to be handled very carefully. First, you understand the facts of the case. Understand the facts of the case. Try to attract the relevant provisions, be it Companies Act, be it income tax law, be it indirect tax, say service tax law, or excise or custom, any law, or any standard. If any provision is directly attracted, any standard is directly attracted, write down the relevant provisions. First, you understand the facts of the case, then you attract the provisions or standard, whatever the standard may be, to the given problem, and then finally give the conclusion part. In 3 steps, you need to handle case study based questions. Write down the facts of the case in your own language. In brief, not in detail. Write down the facts of the case in your own language. Provide, attract applicable provisions and explanations. Write the relevant law. Say the problem is based on section 139 of the Companies Act, 139 subsection 2. Then write in detail at this point, second point, write in detail section 139 subsection 2, rotation. If the problem is based on section 139 subsection 2 of the Companies Act, then you need to write the given question is, write like this: the given question is based on section 139 subsection 2, that is rotation of auditors of the Companies Act 2013. And according to this section, आगे आप section, उसके बाद section लिखिए. So attract the section, give the details of the section, and at the end write the conclusion as per your findings. You may start with, now on the basis of provisions of the law, provisions of section 139 subsection 2 as explained above, on the basis of section 139(2) of the Companies Act 2013, it may be concluded that, by applying, or you may write, by applying these provisions on the given case, it may be concluded that. So this is the conclusion part. So conclusion will be given on the facts, on the basis of facts of the case and the relevant section of the Companies Act or relevant standard. This is how you need to handle, you need to answer the case study based questions. Now coming to section 139 of the Companies Act 2013. In the meantime, also simultaneously I will tell you how to prepare the brief notes. What is section 139 of the Companies Act? This is appointment of auditors in case of non-government companies. Section 139(1) of the Companies Act 2013 provides that every company shall, there is no exception. The important words are every company shall. And students, whenever this is in respect of every company here means that no distinction among various companies has been made in this section. Means each and every company will have to appoint its auditors. Each and every company has to appoint its auditors. Each and every company has to appoint its auditors. For example, no distinction would be made between public limited company, private limited company, OPCs, one-person company, small company. It is applicable for each and every company. So every company here means that no distinction among various types of companies would be made while doing the applicability of this section. So each and every company has to appoint its auditors. No exception is there. So section 139, coming back, section 139 subsection 1 of the Companies Act provides that every company, and shall, whenever you come across shall in any law, in any section, whenever you come across shall signifies mandatory. Shall is always, students, shall indicates that it would be mandatory for every company to appoint its auditor. This is the meaning of shall. You must remember that may is discretionary. If may is there in any law, in any section, may denotes discretionary provisions, whereas on the other hand, shall is always mandatory. So I hope you understand the distinction between shall and may. So every company shall, section 139(1) of the Companies Act provides that every company shall, at the very first AGM, appoint an individual or a firm as an auditor. So appointment of auditor may be an individual or a firm. I give you an example. For example, individual Rohit Kumar, chartered accountant, appointed as auditor of XYZ Limited. This is an example of individual appointed as an auditor of XYZ Limited. Another example is proprietary firm of CA Rohit Kumar and Company Chartered Accountants, appointed as auditor of XYZ Limited. And next example is partnership firm of CA Rohit Kumar and CA Mohit Kumar, Mohit and Company Chartered Accountants, appointed as auditor of XYZ Limited. So auditor can be individual. I have given you 3 examples. Auditor can be individual. Auditor may be appointed as individual, or a firm may also be appointed as auditor. Firm may be proprietorship firm. It may also be a partnership firm. So coming back to section 139 subsection 1 of the Companies Act 2013 provides that every company shall, at the first AGM itself, appoint an individual. I gave you 3 examples in support. Individual or a firm. Individual Rohit Kumar appointed as auditor. Rohit Kumar and Company appointed as auditor. That is firm. Individual through his firm name. And it may be a partnership firm. So every company shall, at the first AGM itself, appoint an individual or a firm as an auditor, who shall hold office from the conclusion of that meeting till the conclusion of its 6th AGM. Who shall hold the office? Now, next point is who shall hold the office from the conclusion of that meeting till the conclusion of its 6th AGM, and thereafter till the conclusion of every 6th meeting. Now, how to prepare? Now, how to learn this and how to prepare brief notes? With the help of brief notes. You always prepare brief notes. Every company shall. This is how you can prepare the brief notes. Every company shall, at first AGM, appoint an auditor. Auditor may be an individual or it may be firm. Every company shall, at first AGM, appoint an auditor who may be an individual or firm. This is how you can prepare the brief notes, dividing the entire section into parts. So automatically you can. So every company shall, at the first AGM, appoint an individual or a firm as an auditor, who shall hold office from that meeting till the 6th AGM. Who shall hold office from that meeting till the 6th AGM, and wherein the important point, wherein such appointment yes, in the meantime I am taking online queries. Shivang Marfatin is asking, what are the amendments applicable? What are the amendments applicable with regard to Companies Act 2015 for? As I told you, that provisions applicable which are the cutoff date is 31st October. If it has been notified till 31st October 15, then it will be very much applicable. Udyan Joshi is asking, when will the latest material available online as well as hard copies? Practice manual of January 16 would be applicable for your examination, and study material of January 15 edition will be applicable for your examination, which is very much available, and practice manual will soon be available at the sale counter. You can get it. Shivang Manoj Santani is asking, when the study material for May 16 will be issued by. Study material is already available. You need to refer January 15 edition for your examination, and practice manual. Only practice manual you need to refer of January 16 edition. So this is study material is already available. You can get it from the sale counters. Bhavleen Kaur is asking, I am not able to secure passing marks in audit. I secured 38 marks in. I am telling you the strategy for preparing for getting through in the examination, for securing rather good marks in the examination. If you understand and learn accordingly, like I am taking today's topic is on company audit. If you do like this, as I am telling you, if you are watching my session, then definitely you will be able to score good marks. I will answer company audit related questions. Atin Mehta is asking company audit related. I am going to cover these answers. You will get the answers in my PPT. Technique to score more than 50 marks. This topic, techniques to get good marks, I am already covering. I am telling you how to prepare brief notes. I am telling you how to learn. I am telling you different strategies in the meantime. What is the difference? This is the relevant question. What is the difference between individual and proprietor firm? Individual is appointed by his name as auditor, as I explained to you in the example that Rohit Kumar appointed as individual. And if he registers his proprietary firm, if he gets his COP in Rohit Kumar's name, then he will be acting as an individual, as an auditor. If he gets his COP as his name, Rohit Kumar, COP is in the name of Rohit Kumar, then Rohit Kumar individual is appointed as auditor. If he gets his firm registered with the Institute of CAs of India, say Rohit Kumar and Company, proprietary firm, then proprietary firm will be the auditor. This is the difference you need to understand. This is Dhruval Goyal is asking this question. Another question Manoj Santani is asking, what are the important changes from? I have already, first of all, I just explained what are the changes which are applicable for May 2016 examination. First of all, I took this question and then I have moved further. Now moving to my PPT part. as I explained you, every company shall at the first AGM, appoint an individual or a firm as an auditor who shall hold office from the conclusion of that meeting till the conclusion of its sixth AGM, and thereafter till conclusion of every sixth meeting. Now the important point is, with the meeting wherein such appointment has been made will be counted as the first meeting. Meeting wherein such appointment has been made will be counted as the first meeting. Appointment of subsequent auditors in case of non-government companies, this is what we are discussing under section 139(1). I take an example that meeting wherein such appointment has been made being counted as the first meeting. For example, if appointment is made on 12th September 2015 for the financial year 2015-16, this meeting would be taken as the first meeting. If the appointment is made on 12th September 2015, so this meeting would be considered as the first meeting, and subsequent second meeting on 10th September 2016, third meeting 11th September, fourth meeting 12th September, fifth meeting 11th September, and sixth meeting on 10th September 2020. So auditor appointed on 12th September 2015 would hold office till the conclusion of sixth meeting, that is for 5 years. So you can note down the example also. So this example indicates that the meeting wherein such appointment has been made will be counted as the first meeting and till the conclusion of sixth meeting. Important points which you need to understand in relation to section 139(1). Ratification would be done by members at every AGM. Ratification by members at every AGM. This provision is basically explained in rules. Here the term ratification, if you ask me how the ratification will be done, ratification is done by way of an ordinary resolution, which means confirmation that the auditor appointed earlier would continue in his office. Ratification basically means confirmation. It is a confirmation that the auditor appointed earlier would continue in his office. And ratification, I have covered in detail this point in rules. I will tell you how the ratification is done basically. Students, what will happen if the appointment is not ratified by the members of the company? The answer is the board of directors. If the appointment is not ratified by the members of the company, then board of directors shall appoint another individual or firm as its auditor. Another important point is selection, how the selection of auditors would be done. This very important question comes before us, is how the selection of auditors would be done. So you can get practical question based on this in your examination, which is an advanced study as per rule 3. So how the selection of auditors will be done, this is fully explained as in rule 3. And rule 3 states, rule 3 is basically manner and procedure of selection and appointment of auditors. First point, these are notes itself. If you will refer the original rule, that is not written like this. These are basically notes which I am giving you, which you are watching on your screen. These are brief notes. Audit committee or the board, if the audit committee is applicable, or the board shall consider the qualifications and experience of the individual or the firm of auditors. First important point, Students, manner and procedure of selection and appointment of auditors. The first important point is audit committee or the board of directors. They will consider the qualification and experience of the individual or the firm of auditors. Second important point. And this point is continued. First point, audit committee or the board shall also have regard to the any order or pending proceeding against the proposed auditor. The audit committee or the board, in addition to considering of qualifications and experience, in addition to that, they will also pay regard to any order or pending proceedings against the proposed auditor. This is complete point number 1, rule 3. Second point is, you may note down the points. The audit committee or the board may call for such information, such other information from the proposed auditor as it may deem fit. जो भी ठीक समझे, as it may deem fit, whatever they think it is appropriate, audit committee or the board of directors, students, they may call for such other information from the proposed auditor as it may deem fit, as they think is appropriate. As it may deem fit means as the board or the audit committee thinks it appropriate. They may call for, this is basically they may call for other information also from the proposed auditor before the appointment. This is how the procedure of selection being followed by the audit committee or the board. The first point was they will consider the qualification and experience of the individual or the firm of auditors, and also they will consider whether they will have regard to if any proceeding, any order or proceeding is pending against the proposed auditor. They will, second point, as I have explained you, audit committee or the board may call for such other information from the proposed auditor as it may deem fit. Third point. Third important point, rule 3, manner and procedure of selection and appointment of auditors. Where a company is required to constitute the audit committee, in case of a company, we are talking in case of a company is required to constitute the audit committee, then the committee shall recommend the name of the auditor to the board of directors. Students, where a company is required to constitute the audit committee, where there is audit committee, in other words, where there is audit committee, then it becomes the duty of the committee to recommend the name of the auditor to the board of directors. And in other cases, the board shall recommend to the members in the AGM. And in other cases, where there is no audit committee, the board of directors shall recommend to the members in the AGM. Next point, point number 4. If the board, students, if the board, the audit committee recommended the name of the auditor to the board, but if the board agrees with the recommendation of the committee, audit committee, it shall further recommend. Then what is the duty of the board? Board shall further recommend the name of the auditor to the members in the AGM. So do it in such a manner. Basically, this is entire rule 3 which we are discussing. Understand the provisions of the law in such a manner that if you get any question, case study based question in the examination, then you are able to answer on the basis of these rules. Now we move to online queries. Rugal Goyal is asking, Rule 3 newly added to syllabus. No, this is an old rule basically. Company law, as you all understand, please understand students, that Companies Act has become rule based. Please understand that it would not be enough if you understand the sections in their sole perspective. Along with the sections, you need to understand the rules also. Rules are very much part of the, say, entire company law. You need to understand the sections, act plus rules. So company law has become rule based. Along with this sections, you need to understand the rules also. And for your this convenience, I am also telling you in my PPT where I have incorporated rules and where there are sections. Now we move to the PPT. Rule 3, point number 4. If the board agrees with the recommendation of the audit committee, it shall further recommend the name of the auditor to the members in the AGM. I hope this point is clear. And fifth point is, if the board disagrees with the recommendation of the audit committee, it shall refer back the recommendation to the audit committee for reconsideration, citing reasons for such a disagreement. So you can also, there may be a case study based question wherein question may be based on this rule, that is it possible for the board to refer back to the audit committee? You may get a question like this. So if the board, it is possible as per rule 3, if the board disagrees with the recommendation, so it shall refer back the recommendation to the committee for reconsideration, citing, but board will have to cite the reasons, citing reasons for such disagreement. If the board is not agreed, the board will have to state the reasons for the disagreement. If the audit committee, next point is, if the audit committee decides not to reconsider, if the audit committee, now the board has referred it back to the audit committee, and the audit committee decides not to reconsider, then the board shall record reasons for its disagreement with the committee. Board shall record reasons for its disagreement with the committee and send its own recommendation, and the board will send, what will the board do? It will send its own recommendation for consideration of the members in the AGM. Board shall send its own recommendation for consideration of the members in the AGM, and if the board agrees with the recommendation of the audit committee, it shall place the matter for consideration by members in the AGM. So this is all about point number 6. Point number 7 I have already explained. It was covered earlier by way of note. The auditor, point number 7 is, auditor appointed in the AGM shall hold office from the conclusion of that meeting till the conclusion of 6th meeting. The auditor appointed in the AGM shall hold office from the conclusion of that meeting till the conclusion of 6th AGM, with the meeting wherein such appointment has been made being counted as the first meeting. I have already explained you. This is rule 7. Rule 3, point number 7. Rule 3, point number 7, I have already explained. Wherein such appointment has been made being counted as the first meeting. So this is important, I think, and I have already covered an example in favor of this. Now there is proviso to this, which provides that such appointment shall be subject to ratification in every AGM. This I have already explained. Ratification would be done in every AGM till the 6th such meeting by way of how the ratification will be done. Students, this is very important point. How the ratification will be done. Ratification will be done by way of passing of an ordinary resolution. So ratification will be done by way of passing of an ordinary resolution. There is one explanation. Point number 7 as one proviso and one explanation. Explanation is for the purpose of this rule, it may be clarified, it is hereby clarified that if appointment is not ratified by the members of the company, then what will happen? This I have already covered rather earlier. The board of, then in that case, board shall appoint another auditor after, of course, after following the procedure laid down in the Companies Act. So for the purpose of this rule, it is being clarified that if the appointment is not ratified, then what will happen? Then board of directors shall appoint another auditor after following the procedure laid down in the Act. Now I move, this is all about rule 3. And coming back to section 139 subsection 1. Before such appointment is made, written consent of the auditor needs to be obtained. Students, before such appointment means appointment which is under discussion in section 139 subsection 1, every company to appoint auditors. Before such appointment is made, company to get written consent of the auditor, plus also certificate from him regarding appointment, that appointment is in accordance with the conditions as given under rule 4 of the company audit and auditors rules. So there are 2 points I have covered in note number 3. Before such appointment, students, written consent of the auditor, written consent, company is to get written consent of the auditor and also certificate from auditor regarding appointment certificate. So you need to get written consent of the auditor and also a certificate from him regarding appointment in accordance with the conditions as given under rule 4 of the company audit and auditors rules. And what are the, now I will explain at this stage what is rule 4 of the company audit and auditors rules. Rule 4 is conditions for appointment. What are the conditions contained in rule 4 for appointment of the auditors? As per rule 4 of the company audit and auditor rules, the auditor shall submit a certificate. The auditor needs to submit a certificate. Auditor needs to submit a certificate that the individual or the firm, as the case may be, hope you all of you have understood that individual auditor may be an individual or the firm may be appointed as an auditor as stated under section 139 subsection 1. So the individual or the firm, whatever the case may be, students, is eligible for appointment and is not disqualified for appointment under the Act. The Chartered Accountants Act and the rules or regulations made thereunder. Yes, students. Yes, students, it is a matter of pride that our additional director, Madam Vandana Nagpal ji, is there. She will address you. Please.
Good afternoon, students. I think you would be gaining from these online mentoring sessions, which we have started doing subject-wise and difficult topic-wise. Kindly join in great numbers and make the best use of it, because our faculty who is preparing the study material, who's writing the practice manual, is now taking the lectures topic-wise, subject-wise. So join in great numbers, do gain out of it, because it is up to you to rather attend such classes and understand the concepts which are actually making us, which we are lagging behind. And when we are appearing in our exam, sometimes the questions are there in front of us. We read the questions, we are not able to understand the concept, and that's the reason we are not able to solve the questions. So if your own faculty is there who's written the material and who's guiding you on that particular topic, so kindly understand the concept behind each section, what the section is wanting to rather convey to you. Like Mr. Rajeev, who is the faculty of our auditing for IPCC as well as final, he is rather trying to take this topic of company audit, wherein he is making you understand line by line, word by word, what section is wanting to convey to you. So kindly understand the provisions of law. If you understand the provision of law, you will be able to attempt any question. Attempting questions and writing the answer is not a difficult thing. If you are able to understand the meaning of law, try understanding what law is wanting to tell you, what it is wanting to convey to you. So always, like Mr. Rajeev has told you, break the section, break the lines into parts, make small notes, and you will be able to cover up everything. And this will make you understand and rather learn the law. Learn it, understand it, put it into practice. And the way Mr. Rajeev is rather giving lectures to you, our other faculty is also giving lectures topic-wise and subject-wise. We have already hosted our forthcoming program on our website in our students' journal. So kindly look into that topics which are going to be covered in the coming months and make the best use of it. Thank you, all the best, and do work hard.
Thank you very much, madam. Yes, coming to now, I move to the online queries. Now, a student is asking if an auditor was appointed by a company for 5 years. Now, rotation I am yet to cover. So this is a query on rotation, which will be very much answered when I will be covering on rotation of auditors. Also, for remaining period are for 5 years as new. Manoj Santani is asking, so rotation 5 years, rotation of auditors is not applicable on all companies. So I think at this stage, final itself, you have lot of doubts. If you do not understand, do not go through the lectures I am giving. So your doubts, I think, will remain. So attend my lectures completely. Abhi 139.1 I have explained to you, and 139.1 is in respect of every company, and 139.2 that is talking of rotation of auditors. So you need to be patient and listen to section 139.2, then you will get your answer. This is Manoj Santani. Another question, Bavleen Kaur is asking, I want to ask whether I should give both groups or one of the groups, as I was not able to get through both groups from the past 2 attempts. I know it's very personal discretion, but if you may give any suggestion, then I would be very thankful. Yes, this is a good question. This Students, this question basically appearing in both groups or one of the groups. This largely, by and large, this depends on your preparation, level of preparation. At this stage, if you are not able to say qualify in both groups or one of the groups, and please consider that 3.5 months are left for your examination, and at this stage, doing of 4 papers, say if you can perform very much well in 4 papers, then it would be wise decision if you appear in one group. In my opinion, it would be very wise for both groups. I tell you, for both groups, at least 2 years of preparation plus 6 months of revision means 2.5 years minimum effort is required for appearing in both groups. And for one of groups, I am suggesting at least 1500 hours of study. So if you have studied for 2.5 years, continuous 2.5 years studies there, you should give both groups. And if you have studied lesser number of hours, lesser number of time, say, devoted on your studies, then you should not appear in both groups and give single group. This is my answer. You decide accordingly. Dhruval Goyal is asking, these lectures are not available online on YouTube after the lecture is over. It will be very good if these lectures can also be made available for the students who cannot watch at 3 p.m. because of office. This question I would like that Madam Vandana Nagpal, our additional director, I would like that she should answer this question. Over to Madam Vandana Nagpal.
I'll ask you that be patient. These lectures, do talk to your principal to give you that much time so that you are able to attend this particular 1 hour of lecture. In case you are not able to do it, we are trying to come up with the recorded versions also. Kindly have some patience and it will soon be made available to you. Thank you.
I think all online queries have been taken up. Now I move to my PPT part. Yes, rule 4, that is conditions for appointment. Students, as per rule 4 of the C-CAR, the auditor shall submit a certificate that the individual or the firm, as the case may be, is eligible for appointment and is not disqualified for appointment. These are the conditions for appointment. So this is very important. Section 149, Section 141, which is talking of disqualifications. So individual or the firm of the chartered accountant is eligible for appointment and it is not disqualified. This is the condition number 1. Yes, second, B, the proposed appointment is as per the terms provided under the Act. The terms provided under the Act have not been violated. The proposed appointment is as per the terms provided under the Act. C, the proposed appointment is within the limits laid down by or under the authority of the Act. Limits. The proposed appointment is within the limits. These are the conditions you need to understand and learn. And last is the list of proceedings against the auditor or audit firm or any partner of the audit firm which is pending with respect to professional matters of conduct as disclosed in the certificate is true and correct. The list, in other words, I put it this way, the list of proceedings against the auditor is true and correct. This is how you can prepare the brief notes. List of proceedings against the auditor which he has given to the company, which he has disclosed, is true and correct. This is how brief notes can be prepared. So I repeat all these points. Rule 4. Point number 1 is section 141, that he is not disqualified. He is not disqualified for appointment. This is point number 1, condition number 1. that the proposed appointment is as per the term provided under the Act. If that is only in case of rotation of auditors, the proposed appointment is as per the term, which is in case of rotation of auditors. The proposed appointment is within the limits laid down by or under the authority of the Act. And the list of proceedings against the auditor, this list is true and correct. Next point, in case of section, I am still on section 139(1). I am trying to explain you fully in detail section 139 subsection 1. Every company to appoint its auditors. This certificate shall also indicate that the auditor satisfies. I am commenting on the 4 points which have already been explained. That the auditor satisfies the criteria of section 149, means he is not disqualified as per section 141. That the auditor satisfies the criteria of section 141. Section 141, students, I have already explained to you, is regarding disqualifications of a person to be appointed as an auditor. Company will, next point, students, company will inform its auditors about his appointment. Company to inform the auditor about his appointment, and also file a notice with the registrar within 15 days regarding appointment in form number ADT1. Company will inform its auditors about his appointment. Plus, second point, file a notice with the registrar within a time span of 15 days in form number ADT1. Note number 6. Students, wherever we said appointment, it is for your information that appointment will include reappointment. This is all about section 139 subsection 1, which I have explained in detail to you. And in next lecture, I will be explaining section 139(2) and further sections that will be covered in my next session, and the schedule will be displayed at Cloud Campus. You may refer the schedule of lectures. I just explained to you what I have covered today in section 139 subsection 1, that it is obligatory for every company at the first AGM appoint an individual or a firm as an auditor. Individual or firm as an auditor from the conclusion of that meeting till the conclusion of 6th AGM, and thereafter till every 6th meeting. Every company shall at the first AGM appoint an individual or a firm as an auditor who shall hold office from the conclusion of that meeting till the conclusion of its 6th AGM, and thereafter till the conclusion of every 6th meeting. This has been explained in detail. I think hopefully you have understood the details, and ratification will be done at every meeting, every AGM, and selection of auditors will be as per Rule 3. Rule 3 contained 7 points which I have explained in detail, and also Rule 4 has also been explained to you, that is conditions for appointment. So this is all about section 139 subsection 1 read with Rule 3 and Rule 4. Students, you may send your queries. You may send your queries to us at rajeev.sachdeva@ici.in or karuna.bhansali@ici.in. You may also contact at the under mentioned number for your queries 0120 3045 925. Now I move to online query. If there is any online query, yes. Yes, Udyan Joshi, thank you so much, sir, for the valuable information. Thank you, thank you. Thanks for your. And there are no more online queries. Thank you very much, students, for your patient listening. Thank you very much.